Okay. So at the beginning of this program, John told all of us that you get out what you put in, meaning that basically it's up to you whether you decide to put in the work that's going to make this a transformative experience for you or not. And this really struck a chord for me. So at various points in my life, I've occasionally had people tell me that they recognized leadership potential in me. So for example, I had a soccer coach who at some point made me the captain of my otherwise all-male soccer team because he wanted to bring me out of my shell, and he thought that he could help me be develop leadership skills. But I've always been a little bit frustrated by the fact that people always saw leadership potential, but never the real deal. And so I kind of felt like maybe I was doing something wrong. I felt sort of guilty that I wasn't sort of living up to this potential that other people seemed to see in me. So I thought that this program was a really good opportunity to try and live up to some of those things that people thought I was capable of doing. So going in, one of my main focuses was on developing more confidence and assertiveness when it comes to verbal communication, both in presentations, but also in important conversations. And a turning point for me was when we did the Crucial Conversations workshop, in that we were given sort of a framework for how to approach having difficult conversations that were high stakes, and we had an opportunity to practice, which that was really uncomfortable, even though the high stakes conversations in question were totally imaginary. Having a sort of template for approaching that kind of conversation was, for me, actually really empowering, and bore fruit almost immediately in the context of teaching. So I was TAing for an Intro to Philosophy class, and I had a student who handed in a paper that was, quite frankly, just completely unacceptable. And so I sort of had an idea of what I thought was going on, why this had happened, but I sort of wanted to hear him talk about what was going on for him from his perspective. And so I took out my notes from the Crucial Conversations workshop, and I went through all the steps, and basically came up with a plan for having this difficult conversation that I was dreading. And that conversation actually was really productive and went really well, and we figured out a plan moving forward, which was great. And I don't think that the Crucial Conversations framework was necessary, but for me it was really useful. And more importantly, I think it made it such that having had a really positive experience in a difficult conversation like that, I feel a lot more confident going forward in having those kind of high-stakes conversations throughout my graduate career and wherever else that takes me. My second main focus, and the thing that really drew me to the program in the first place, was this connection between ethics and STEM. So my main research interest is in the philosophy of physics, but I've always been interested in this connection. So and the ethical issues that arise where science, technology, and society intersect. And I've had a lot of opportunities to sort of further those interests in this program. So in our leadership workshop, Gabe and I discussed some of the cognitive biases that prevent us in practice from being as ethical as we think we are. In my practicum, I got the chance to sort of take part in a few different projects through the Riley Center for Science, Technology, and Values. For example, in the top 10 list that they produce every year of ethical dilemmas and policy issues from emerging technologies. And this whole experience in my practicum and otherwise has also sort of motivated me to really continue pursuing this interest. So I've spent most of the summer designing a new course that I'm going to be teaching in the fall, which is called Digital Technology, Society, and Ethics. And I really don't think I would have had the confidence to decide to teach a course outside of my expertise. And really the prospect a year ago would have been really daunting. But now, surprisingly, I'm actually really looking forward to it. And finally, I just wanted to say that I think that everybody in the front row, is a really special group of people. Thank you to all of you for sharing all of your insights, your expertise, your stories. I think we've all sort of been thrown together in ways that none of us really expected. We've been made to be, we've had to be vulnerable with each other, share sort of personal struggles, and create artwork together even. And so basically I think it's just really remarkable that a bunch of people who were strangers at the beginning of all this really supported each other through everything so amazingly well. So thanks to all of you, thanks to John and Julie and everyone else who made this experience possible. Looking back now, I can see that John was absolutely right. I did get out what I put in, and then some, I think. And because of this, I think for the first time in my life, I'm kind of prepared to say that I am a leader, and I sort of am ready to lead, and wherever my career takes me. So, thank you.